Welcome back, guys. This is, I guess we can call episode 2 of the new Jeep YJ build. We're going to be taking this thing apart because we got to get it down to the bare frame. First things first, he's hiding in there. If you can see his freaking legs down there. We got to get this thing off, and it is really heavy. Luckily, it was only held together by like one bolt. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
So I'm just going to lift.
Yeah, I'll just let it slide down and then catch it, and then you can come out.
Don't go too far. Okay.
Well, I want to go far enough that I can.
Oh, I know. I'm going to step up on this thing. Let me push up to you a little bit.
Yep. Got it?
Yep. Ah! Woo! Dude, it's just the doors are so heavy.
I know.
All right.
Okay, cool. And it's the next day. I'm in the garage today. My dad is not here. I'm gonna be cleaning up the frame today. We gotta get it prepped to finish welding. Some little things here and there. Just some stuff like this needs to be capped. Some of the welds underneath the frame need to be finish welded. Nothing crazy, but we gotta make sure it's done before we get any paint on this. Also, it was brought to our attention, and also this is something my dad and I talked about as well. Sam from Hunk of Junk, if you follow him on Instagram, super knowledgeable dude, really cool TJ build he has. He did bring up that he thinks some of this needs to be changed, as in the geometry of the four-link. And my dad and I did talk about doing that because we have everything we need from Barnes four-wheel drive, brackets, links, everything like that. So it'd be as simple as cutting these brackets off, cutting those brackets off, and changing some stuff. My idea, show you guys what I was thinking already. I grabbed a bracket from upstairs, just this right here, which we would use for the frame side. So right here, something like this or something back here so you guys can see. That's a better angle. So this I think would be fine here or here, and it would help with the triangulation to the top of this truss right here, and it'll help kind of level out. It'll keep these level, the links level. So the triangulation up top, we'll probably use these brackets, and then we can cut these off and put them up here as well, or just use different brackets up there. And then for this, these links do probably need to be moved out a little bit more. If we're gonna cut this bracket off anyways, we can just take another bracket, put it underneath here. Or I was thinking it could go also right here, but I don't know if that's too much angle down. I don't think it would be an issue if we did that. If it was too high here, we may just have to bring the link mount up here somewhere, but that's something to figure out once we get everything in a spot where we can look at it officially and figure that stuff out. But just want to give you guys some ideas that are running through our head, and enough talking. I'm just gonna get this thing cleaned up. we probably just spent the last, I don't know, 2 hours?
I think about 2-3 hours. Yeah.
2.5, 3 hours on getting everything that we want off. So we got the original truss off, the lower
control arm.
Only lower control arm.
Lower control arm brackets.
Lower control arm brackets. And then we also got, you guys can see, the frame side brackets off, which that actually wasn't that bad. This was the hard part just because of all the grinding we had to do. Yeah. The plasma cutter makes a huge freaking difference.
Yeah.
But
plus, we wanted to be careful not to cut into the axle tubing, so.
Yeah, but right now we have everything we need to do the 4-link in the rear. I think the only thing we're missing is we have 5 left-hand bungs, and we need 4 of them.
Right.
So we need 1 more right-hand bung, but we can still use it and mock it all up and get it all in. We just have to get another one down the road. But
yeah, so now it's just a matter of getting us back under the rear frame, start mocking up some stuff, get our tubes cut.
Yeah, well, we're gonna mock up the truss first.
Right.
Mock up the truss, get it tacked where we want it. We already have our pinion angle where we want it. Marco, who set up this axle and had the pinion angle set up prior to when we bought it, we were pretty much happy with it.
Oh yeah.
It was straight up to the transfer case back here, so we didn't feel there was any need to change it. Yeah, so we're gonna just get this rolled underneath and start lining things up.
Yeah. So we're gonna get you come. Do that, lift it up a little bit. Close it off.
I think it needs to go right there.
Okay.
My personal opinion.
I'm fine with that.
Rear truss is tacked in, and now we can start figuring out the placement of all of our other brackets, which should be pretty simple. We've done this a couple times already on other vehicles, but
yeah, we've got our pinion angle where we want it, so that's already dialed in. Now it's just a matter of getting the axle squared and plumbed up in the front.
Yeah, and I measured real quick. The axle's pretty much centered, and we just rolled it under here, and I measured real quick, and it seems like it's centered, but we'll double check. We have these brackets from Barnes that are going to go on top of our truss here and here. You guys can see that, create some triangulation. So this bracket is a frame side, inner frame side mount, link mount bracket from Barnes. And it comes with this plate that you weld in here basically to mount your link or the joint. So that'll weld inside there, boom, boom. Link goes from there to there. Do that on either side for the inner brackets.
Right here,
they'll go under. Skid plate will get welded to the bottom.
For the lower arms underneath.
And something we do have to think about is our lower arms. We have offset. Hopefully you guys can see this. So we have 2 sets of brackets for our lower links for the axle side. We have one that's offset, which means we can have the link kind of turned in to maybe triangulate it a tiny bit, not gonna make a huge difference. Or we have one that's just straight up. So we haven't decided which one we want to use, but we have the option. I think if we use the one that's a little offset, then we have to maybe turn these a little bit on the inner or underneath the frame, so it's not all like cattywampus.
Yeah, and that'll have a lot to do with our ends, our joints, and how much play we have for angling that.
So we all got these welding caps.
I bought them for everybody.
Yeah, he's got like a Hawaiian one. I don't know if you guys, can they see my American flag one?
Yeah.
I got an American flag. Bruh.
Hey.
You look like a Like you're in the middle, like a SWAT.
You know why?
Aaron has a camo one.
Yeah, but look what.
Come show it up here. Dude, that's hilarious.
This is what mom gets.
Cheese. That looks like cheese.
It does. Cheese. So this is all I got.
That's so funny. Yeah, so we're in the middle of burning all these in and looks good.
Definitely making progress.
Yeah, I'm happy. So we got to do the bottom brackets, top brackets, axle brackets, and then we can start mocking up links. Morning guys, it is one of the following days and we're going to continue working on the Jeep here. We've slowly been getting brackets measured and tacked in place, but now what we're going to do is take the motor, trans, and doubler out so we can flip the entire frame over and weld underneath. It's just not fun to weld upside down, and plus we want them to be good welds. So
yeah, we actually started a new kind of a new thing we're going to play with is just using PVC pipe. I think we talked about that the other day, just to get our DOM mocked up, and it's working out pretty well so far. Our lower brackets on the axle are tacked in place. We've got our arms pre-measured to know where they go. So like Lucas said, when we flip it over, we're going to be able to weld our lower bracket on in a much cleaner fashion and get some seams and stuff buttoned up underneath there as well.
make sure it isn't. Good. So let's just roll it over. Just watch your fingers.
Oh, good. It's going to hit the shock tower.
Okay. Don't know exactly where we left off last when we stopped recording, but we have everything loaded, right?
Yeah, I think
Ready to
other than just a few more things that we buttoned up, it's just a matter of putting those bottom.
Yeah, the lower frame side link mounts are about to go on. We'll get those welded up, and then I think we're gonna sand down the frame a little bit more, the bottom at least, so we don't have to do it while we're upside down, and then we're pretty much good to go. We can start mocking up all the links, get the links made, get that bolted in, cut part of the front axle so we can get the U-bolts on that, notch the housing itself. And then the suspension's pretty much done. We can start mocking everything else up.
Yeah, we should have all that done by today, for sure.
Yeah. Frame's officially flipped back over. We just got the front axle bolted in after doing some cutting to get the shackles to bolt right up or line right up. A lot of this stuff is just small, tedious work I don't want to bore you guys with. If you're interested in that, then I'm sorry, but we're just trying to move along without this being like a 2-hour long video. So we're gonna get the rear axle rolled underneath, and then we can start mocking up our links again and get our links finally made. That's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, cool. Oh.
Yeah, it's just because now it's just floating.
Yeah.
So we're about to get our links measured and cut. We're doing them all 28 inches, and that should be perfect. Should be. It is gonna be perfect. What?
It will be perfect.
Yeah. The DOM we're using is from Barnes 4-wheel drive. This is part of a 4-link kit that we had left over. These are the thinner walls, so these are gonna be our top links, and these are gonna be our bottom links. It's the same exact stuff I have on my TJ, and it's worked great.
thank God.
Well, guys, you just watched us tear this thing completely apart, rip off the old suspension in the rear, and install a brand new 4-link, a triangulated 4-link top of the triangulated 4-link, and new truss, new top link brackets, new lower link brackets, new frame side brackets, which we do need to weld now that those are there. So that's a good reminder. But God, I mean,
That was all within a week. So we got this
so we got it.
a week ago tomorrow, right?
No, yes, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. So a week ago tomorrow.
Yeah, so we've had it for 6 days, and we just got all this done, completely torn apart, new 4-link in the rear. I think we did well. This was a ton of work, but we just want to grind it out and get it done, especially the 4-link. It's just time-consuming, measuring, welding, and all that stuff, but it's been fun, and yeah, we have a lot more work to do to it.
Well, what helped was just having all the extra parts that we already had for the other YJ build. So if we had to wait and order all that stuff, that would have taken a lot longer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so all we have to do is order one joint, right-hand joint, and then I think we're going to get some Heim joints with some misalignment spacers for these frame side lower links because it'll just give us more room in there. I think these Enduro joints are just a little wide and may rubber hit when we articulate, but that's not very important right now.
Right now,
Yeah.
everything's
Looks good.
welded, cut to length. It's just a matter of, making sure everything's looking pretty good, and then keep working on the frame, getting it cleaned up, get it painted.
Yeah, so once we finalize everything we want to the frame, we'll get it cleaned up 100%. We just got to sand the top side and the sides. Once we had it flipped, we sanded the bottom. You guys all saw that, so we're not going to talk about it anymore. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you want to see more, subscribe. I think we're going to start working on the motor next.
Yeah, we're going to get
Everything we need, get it torn
down.
apart, painted good, gaskets, seals, whatever we need, and then yeah, then it's just slowly getting stuff back together.
Yep.
So hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, like I said, subscribe.
See you guys.
See ya.